Someone was hard-headed, but that made us soft behind. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. Someone was hard-headed, but that made us soft behind. See, family, I'm sure y'all heard that saying. All right? A hard head make a soft ass. We just gonna keep it real, y'all. A hard head make a soft ass. Now, I need y'all to understand something. When it comes to a person who has been hard-headed, there's nothing else in life that can teach them better than life. See, sometimes, y'all, you have to allow them to learn from experiences. You have to allow them to learn from people, energy. You have to allow them to learn from certain environments, right? And the list goes on. Life is the best teacher. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Life is the best teacher. You know, y'all, I can understand kids. Although kids can be ungrateful, I get it. Although kids can, be unappreciative, and kids can be rude, and they have an attitude of a goddess. I mean, they divas and all, y'all. I get it. But they still children. And you have to lead a child in the direction that they are meant to go. However, these adults are something different. Oh, no. See, you should not, beg a grown person to change. Grown people change for themselves. Therefore, you set yourself up for failure anytime you try to make a grown person change for the better, right? You should not be over here trying to make a grown person get their education, get their mind right, get their money right, get their account right, get their credit right. You should not be trying to do that, y'all, because they're going to set you up for failure every time. Rena, what are you saying? I bring this thing right back around full circle. Someone is hard-headed, but their hard head made us soft behind, right? So I need y'all to realize something, y'all. Allow them to learn from life experiences. Don't feel like you are obligated to do anything, because the moment they fail, they're going to blame you. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, don't blame me. And it's sad, y'all, but a lot of people learn from touching the stove and seeing if it was hot. A lot of people learn from bumping their head. People don't learn from you trying to save them, right? Matter of fact, drop that down below in the comments too. Don't save them. You can't save people. J. Cole said it a long time ago. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. See, it's not just only a woman who don't want to be saved. This can be a man, right? A family member, a friend. This can be whoever feel like they know better than the wisest of the group. And it's not to say that the wisest of the group can't make a mistake. However, I'm sure they have good intentions for the group, good intentions for people. But this is where you find yourself when you're trying to get grown people to change. However, y'all, let's go ahead and get directly into this video, okay? Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get right into this, y'all. So number one, first thing is first, God sat them down. Yeah, y'all. Okay. This is how you know their hard head made a soft ass. I'm just going to let y'all know right now. Understand something, y'all. Number one, God sat them down. I've seen some young girls, who I went to school with, very young, and they just was fast, doing everything that they ain't had no business doing, being grown, all those different things. And when you young, you look at it and it's like, girl, you doing your thing, you having a good time, you having fun. But as you get older, you realize that I was moving pretty fast. But see, it's not until God sits you down with pregnancy, right? And see, I believe that babies are a blessing. I don't believe that, oh, you had a baby, you made a mistake. God will turn your mistake into a miracle. Listen, sweetheart, I don't even look down on you. I don't look down on what you did. But sometimes you got to get sat down with pregnancy. Sometimes God will sit you down with a STD. You moving too fast, bro. You think it's cool to have 35, 50 women. You think it's cool to have 10, 15 women in rotation. You think it's cool to have women coming out your door, in and out your door like a carousel door. What you call them, y'all? The doors that open up, the revolving doors. You think it's cool. Hey, bro, how many girls you got? Hey, bro, who you hit up this weekend? Right? Ain't nothing wrong with monogamy, my man. See, sometimes God have to sit you down with getting shot. Right? I had a little cousin who was running the streets real bad. And I ain't telling his business, y'all. He already posted this on social media, so it's already out for the world to see. I'm just shining light on it. And I love my little cousin, too, by the way. So, you know, this ain't me just talking down on him. The point is, though, he was running the streets. Now, I never forget having that conversation. Hey, bro, come on, man. It's another way. It's a different way. You don't got to sell dope, man. Hey, here go $25, here go $30. I ain't give it to him all the time because at the end of the day, you're a grown man. You got to work. But I'm showing you that, hey, man, when you really in need, you got a person who really want to see you succeed. You got a person who really don't want you to have to go pick up any crack, rock, weed, whatever the case is, just to make ends meet or just to do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, I'm not suggesting what any grown man should do. But what I am suggesting is do the right thing. Do the right thing. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Do the right thing. Spike Lee had a movie called that. Do the right thing. Right? Be righteous. And so, as he continued to keep thugging, my little cousin got shot. And the doctor told him he'll never walk again. You know, I don't say this to make a sad story, but I say this, y'all, because sometimes God will sit you down. You got a hard head, but it make you have a soft ass in the ending. You know why? Because he said you wouldn't listen to your mama. You wouldn't listen to your daddy. You wouldn't listen to your cousin. You wouldn't listen to your friend. You wouldn't even listen to your girlfriend. I got to sit you down. Right? Now, I believe that my cousin going to walk again one day. I really do. You know, sometimes the doctor say he'll never walk again. She'll never do this again. I don't believe in man. I believe in God. But the point of what I'm saying is, y'all, God will sit you down. And that's exactly what I mean. He'll sit you down. Number 2, you got the last laugh, okay? You got the last laugh. Now, y'all know, I'm not saying laughing at a person is called for. I'm not saying that that's what you want to have. It's the last laugh. Whoever got the last laugh won. Wee-hee. That's not what I'm saying, okay? When I say who got the last laugh, I'm talking about all that pain they tried to put you through, all that slandering they did, you know, all that throwing dirt on you, everything, y'all. You know what it only did? It only allows you to grow and sprout out to be a beautiful tree. That's all it did. You got the last laugh. They tried to keep you away from the job or the position, right? By not allowing your application to go through. We're talking heavy, y'all. We're going to talk about it. They tried to keep you away from the resource, from the little plug that you needed to take you to the next level. Why? Because they knew that you was going to blow right past them. You are already more talented. You are already more gifted. You are already more attractive, not even just with your looks, but even your aura. You're charismatic. They tried to stop it on purpose, overlooked you on purpose. But what happened? You got the last laugh. See that hard head they had? Made a soft behind. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 3, family. It's going to be this right here. They realized it wasn't worth it. Nope. They realized it wasn't worth it. And most times, y'all, it's never worth it. You know, when a man is seeing his friends live a single man life, they eating hungry dinners, right? They got a cat or a dog. And by the way, I got a dog, right? Don't get it twisted, huh? You can have a dog, but I'm just saying everything that goes with the single life. And these mosquitoes are out here. Woo. But we're still gonna keep it going. But they live in a single life. They got a dog eating hungry man dinners, right? Or maybe these are guys who are doing well for themselves, right? However, if you know you got a good woman, why are you trying to live like them? You follow what I'm saying? Ladies, like, if you have friends or women, lady friends who are not doing as good as you. You got a real good man, right? What they got to look forward to is Tyrone, right? Pookie. You got you a David. You got you a Richard, right? They got Rodney and Rashard. And here you are, breaking your back to be just like them. And then when that good man is not gone, you realize it's not even worth it. He was trying to help you. He was trying to reason with you. He was trying to be patient. Yet you allowed his patience to be taken for granted because the desires of your heart was not being met. And that was to be just like all your single friends and to have everything they had. And in the end, you realize that it wasn't worth it. Fellas, it ain't worth it when you realize that every woman ain't your wife. Fellas, it ain't worth it when you realize that every woman can't be trusted. Ladies, it ain't worth it when you realize that every man don't value your body the way your man did. So you realize that it's not worth it, right? Giving up your job, giving up the things that you love, you realize that it's not even worth it. Because that temporary thing that made you happy, that made you smile, that made your stomach tickle, that grind your gears, made you happy, I get it. You realize that after you got it, it was only trash wrapped in gold. Number 3, y'all. My bad, family. Number 4. God proved what you had been trying to explain. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. God proved what you tried to explain. I'm talking about for years, y'all. And the problem is, a lot of times, our emotions overpower the logic of a wise man. See, I can give you examples on top of examples, analogies on analogies, right? I can even give you facts, information. I mean, the whole 9. But if you are emotional about the response, if you are emotional about the situation, and if you are emotional about the statement, then you will never be able to see it, right? Now, there are emotional men out here, right? I'll be real about it. There are emotional men out here. There are guys who handle situations emotionally, right? And honestly, I'm going to put more respect on it. I think there's a lot of men who are responding emotionally, right? This leads to why men are killing women or men are doing certain things in the streets and they're not using preventative maintenance or even thinking that, hey, maybe I don't have to blow his brains out. Maybe we can have a conversation. Those are emotional decisions, right? But the streets in the hood declared it as, he's a man. And when he get out, we're going to throw him a party. He a man. No, that's emotional. But my point is that a lot of times our women are more emotional than men because they were created that way. Most women, a lot of women, majority of women are emotional. And so when you are expressing your logic to an emotional person, male or female, then a lot of times the logic can be overpowered by emotion, okay? Now, people are not listening, with a listening ear. They're not listening to understand. They're not listening for a solution. They are listening to defend. They are listening with a combative ear. Makes sense of what I'm saying, y'all? This is called combative listening. Therefore, they're not moving in a wise way, a wise direction. So when you can't do it, God says, step out the way. So that means if you got to get divorced, if you got to break up, if the friendship got to take a break, if the relationship got to take a break, if you got to separate yourself, whatever the case is, I'm going to place a spiritual situation in their lives to where they have no choice but to see what you have been trying to explain, right? But I'm going to prove it spiritually. Yeah, we're going to sprinkle a little science in there. They're going to get it then. They're going to realize that what they had was actually the best they had. They're going to realize that what you were saying is actually the best way that they could have went. They're going to realize that you actually had their best interests at heart. Make sense? But God has to prove it. Okay, he got to put them in a situation or allow them to place themselves in a situation to where they are with a person who don't even care about them, right? He have to allow them to place themselves in a situation to be around a group or an environment who don't even have their best interests at heart. He got to allow them to be around that energy, that spirit, so that they can now see that, oh, the whole time. And see, what he really did was you a favor. Yeah, because he prepares you for the next person. While this other person is getting what God got for them, he said, listen, I'm going to prepare you, but you got to go through this lesson, or else you're going to mess up the blessing of whenever I send you another person. And listen, I don't send out my chosen ones like that. All right, I send them sparingly. Okay? And so that's how he operates, y'all. God proves what you've been trying to explain for years. Right? Number 5, y'all, it's going to be this right here. There's no quick exit. Okay? There's no quick exit. A lot of times we are looking for quick ways to finish a job. We're looking for quick ways to get over the breakup, get over the relationship, right? Family, it ain't no quick way. There's no easy way out, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say there's no easy ways, okay? There's no easy ways. Family, you have to literally go to the gym. You have to literally work out, eat right if you want to lose weight. If you take the shortcut, there's a possibility of death, literally. Y'all haven't seen what happened to DC Young Fly, fiance or girlfriend. Much respect to the brother, but guess what? She died. She died because of her body, a BBL, right? That's taking a shortcut. Once again, no disrespect to that situation. However, these things happen. Did y'all see the other young ladies who was trying to get a tummy tuck and one was getting a BBL? I think the one who did the tummy tuck died, right? That's a shortcut. Some people try to sell drugs or, scam just to get more money. I get it. Inflation high. Yeah, we got to get our money. We got to take care of our kids. But there's no easy way out. And if you do take the shortcut, some people don't get caught. And a lot of people do. I'm going to tell y'all about this little situation, y'all. I went to the jazz festival here in Atlanta. And y'all know I got my dog, Pia. And, I had her dressed up. I had a jersey. She had a jersey. She got a chain on. I got my wagon. I'm talking about, y'all, I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to get my tent out, do my thing, sip my wine cooler, or sip my drink, or whatever the case is, and listen to some jazz music, right? Eat some barbecue. Listen, y'all, I'm talking about, I'm a nature head for real. Like, I really love going to festivals and enjoying the environment for what it is, right? But that whole thing messed up my day, y'all, when she said, no dogs. Now, here's the funny thing. Right when she said no dogs, 2 dogs came out the festival. I'm sitting here like, I thought you said no dogs. She said they leaving now. I said, I get it. It's one of them things to where some people can, some people can't. It's not to say that she allowed it to be. But sometimes people can go another way. People can find a crack. They can find a crevice. And that's how life operates. So you've been seeing everybody get away with the PPP loan. Yeah. You've been seeing everybody get away with the SBA. Y'all, you've been seeing everybody get away with doing these tax scams. And as soon as you did it, the IRS knocked on your door. Hey, you owe me $30,000, player. Let me go and get that. And you're like, man, little Timbo just did it the other day, and he got away with it. He got his money. I seen it. But it wasn't for you. You see what I'm saying, y'all? There's no quick ways out. There are no quick ways out, y'all. Some people get in, some people don't. Some people get out, some people don't. And you can't bet on that. You can't. So you have to do the right thing. It goes right back to it. So with that being said, y'all, someone was hard-headed. But they're hard-headed. Their hard head made a soft butt, a soft behind, and a soft ass, y'all. We're going to keep it real. But with that being said, family, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I need y'all to understand something. Y'all make sure y'all go over to my Reno Speaks Riches channel. Y'all run the subscribers up on there. Run the lights up on that channel. Y'all do the same thing on this channel. Y'all, I told y'all we're going to be here a lot more consistent on this channel as well. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. And don't be a stranger to the message, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all share this, all right? But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Of course, before I get up out of here, y'all be sure to go over to the Rich Mentality Academy. Y'all join the Rich Mentality Academy, all right? Listen, y'all, go meet your tribe. I got courses, and I'm going to continuously post over there as far as more courses, more information links, and just things that you can learn from y'all. And like I said, meet your tribe, all right? But with that being said, family, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.